The Legend of Zapalinamé.
Taken from the Facebook page of the organization Yo Soy Zapalinamé. I am Zapalinamé.
The voice of the people has given the mountain that is located to the east of the Saltillo Valley names such as Montaña del Cuatro, Montaña del Muerto, or Montaña del Dormido. However, the ancients originally identified it as Zapalinamé Mountain in honor of Zapalinamé, the leader of the regional tribe of the Huachicals who, at the end of the 16th century, gave battle to the founders of the Villa de Santiago. Spanish colonization in the region was never easy. The town was even abandoned on several occasions due to the resistance put up by the Huachicals who, commanded by the bold warriors Macuisaco, Macuamacachuic, Silavan, and Zapalinamé, did not allow the new settlers to take over their lands. The uprisings of the Huachicals in the region were periodic. The rebellions of 1580 and 1586 stand out. In this last year, Zapalinamé and Silavan devastated the valley and completely dismantled the little defense that there was in the town. Then they fought another battle nearby, in which victory could not be declared for either side, and the town was still in danger of attack. In these clashes, it is said that the Huachicals destroyed a recently created Franciscan convent. It should be noted that the attitude of the indigenous people was well justified, since the Spanish were very inclined to take them as slaves. Well, after all those events, Don Francisco de Urdaneta and Don Diego de Aguirre decided to leave the town of Saltillo to fight the audacious warriors, the fight being so hard that, although the victory belonged to the conquerors, Urdaneta decided to do a diplomatic and conciliatory call for peace settlements, knowing that he had won a battle, but not the war. The warriors accepted. However, Zapalinamé knew from experience that making peace with the whites was a very volatile circumstance. Just as something was remembered one day, it vanished the next. After the treaty, the leader of the Huachicals tried to live in the town, at Urdaneta's request, but he did not adapt to the prevailing culture and tradition, and he also began to see how the Spanish tended to mistreat his people. Another aspect that was not to Zapalinémé's liking was that the inhabitants of the town took over the water whose springs irrigated the valley. All of this, in addition to altering the environment, was to the detriment of his people, because knowing the environment, he knew that from now on the game would withdraw from the area, making life even more difficult for the Huachicals. Seeing all this, he reflected that it was impossible for him to destroy the village of intruders. Thus, one day Zapalinamé organized his people and at night, quietly, they left the town, going back to the nearest mountain ranges. They preferred to live free the rest of their days in the mountains of the eastern part of the valley, today the city of Saltillo. Years later, the leader died at the top of the mountain. His people stretched out their bodies with their faces to the sun, as was their attitude in the face of adversity. Then something fantastic happened. Mother Nature, seeing the gallantry and pride that Indian showed in life when defending his land and his people, enlarged his figure, integrating the shapes of that brave man into the mountain, covering its outline with rocks, in such a way that the profile of the mountain range can still be seen. Zapalinémé's head with a plume, his broad chest, his bare feet, his right arm, and his entire prone body. Thus, Zapalinamé contemplates for the last time, and forever, the splendid blue sky that covers the Saltillo Valley, wishing that someone in the future will take care of this prodigious land in which its people lived for centuries.